Client-server systems and web-based databases. Client-server systems. Security. Client-server systems provide a trade-off in security with distributed systems. In the case of client-server systems, all data access is done through the server. So long as the server is secure, all of the data is secure. Because only one point of access needs to be secure, more time and effort can be put into ensuring that it is secure. For distributed systems, there are many weak links, and thus the effort for securing the system is split between them all. The disadvantage of client-server systems is the same as the advantage. That is, a single point of security also means a single point of failure. Client-server systems. Single point of failure. A single point of failure refers to the fact that if the server is somehow compromised, the entire system is compromised, because the server is the only point of access. This compromise can come in many forms. If a hacker gained access to the server, then they have access to all of the system's data. In the case of a natural disaster like an earthquake, a hurricane, or a flood, if the system's data hasn't been backed up and stored in a safe place, there's potential that all of the data could be lost permanently. Backup systems. It is important to back up data and store it in secure locations. Hackers and disasters pose a threat to the security of a server. If a hacker gained access to the data, he could attempt to destroy it. A flood could potentially destroy the entire server, causing the loss of all of the system's drives in the process. Not all threats are external, however, and even secure servers and safe locations will need to back up data to deal with the occasional hard drive failure or data corruption. Scalability. Scalability refers to a system's ability to deal with an increasingly large number of clients. For example, a system that operates smoothly with 200 users may have trouble serving 2,000 users, or worse, 2 million users. Client-server systems have the advantage of being highly scalable. If a client-server system needs to scale to meet an increased number of users, in many cases all that needs to be done is to increase the hardware capabilities of the system. This is because software in client-server systems is often designed to run in parallel. The network can continue to operate as it did before without the need for major changes. Back-end processors. The back-end processor is the server in the name client-server. The back-end processor is what does most of the work in a client-server system. In the case of DBMS, the back-end processor is what runs queries and serves data to the clients. In the case of applications, the server does all of the major processing and simply serves the result for the client to display. The name back-end comes from it being invisible to the user, as if it were in the back of something. Front-end processors. The front-end processor is the client in the name client-server. While the back-end processor focuses on database functions and application logic, the front-end processor is what renders what the user actually sees. The front-end drives the GUI and presents the data that is processed by the server. The name front-end comes from it being what the user sees. Google Docs and file sharing services. Google allows users to share documents between their Google Drives and work on those documents collaboratively. Several users can be working on the same document at the same time, and all of the changes will sync between users in real time. Google Docs has support for Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, spreadsheets, and other formats. Mega is a service that can be used to share files. Mega encrypts data end-to-end and allows users to upload and link files, then delete them when they are no longer needed. This is useful for sending certain file types such as videos or documents which are too long to be sent via email. Client-side scripting. Client-side scripting languages are programming languages that run on the client machine. Client-side scripts allow servers to send and run code on the client's machine, which can be used to affect the application or website's GUI or to offload certain logic onto the client machine. The most common example of client-side scripting is the use of JavaScript in web design. JavaScript is frequently used alongside HTML and CSS as a tool when making websites and web apps. Visual Basic Scripting Edition is another example which runs inside Microsoft platforms such as Internet Explorer and the Windows Script Host. Like JavaScript, it can be used in web design, but is more commonly used for automation. Server-side scripting. Server-side scripting languages are programming languages that run on the server rather than on the client machine. Server-side scripting can be used to run programming logic on the server or to hide the source code from users. Server-side scripting can allow resource-intensive programs to run on a powerful server and be served to the user via a network. This allows for less powerful machines such as phones, tablets, and thin clients to run applications they would normally be unable to. This is used by websites to run powerful web applications like Google Apps and Microsoft Office Live. Programming development frameworks. Programming development frameworks bundle scripting languages with powerful libraries so that developers can make web applications and services more quickly than building them by hand. The libraries included with frameworks like ASP.NET and CodeFusion are used to avoid having to program common tasks. ASP.NET was designed to make it easier for developers to build dynamic websites, and CodeFusion was designed to make it easier for developers to use databases with their websites. These technologies, along with the increasing power of server hardware and decreasing cost of low-power client hardware, have led to the rise of cloud computing and software as a service.